Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Please Listen podcast. I'm your host, John Follett. To returning viewers, things might seem a little different, okay? First of all, this is probably the first thing I've ever put out on this channel where I don't have a green screen behind me. And that's kind of crazy. Now you can see all the nerd stuff that I've had. This is what's been hiding behind the curtain this whole time. Basically, just all this stuff back here. And you know, the more attentive viewers, more attentive fans of this channel might see that this is kind of different than the last podcast episodes. Think of this as a reboot of the Please Listen podcast. Think of this as a new episode 1, okay? Because you know that the one I was doing, I didn't like the direction it was taking. I didn't think it was a very enjoyable show. Anyways, another thing about this camera, I decided to put this up here just because I own a fuck ton of cameras for some reason. Throughout my life, I've been accumulating this unnecessary collection of fucking cameras. I've got this one. I've got the one you're recording this on. I've got like a GoPro-esque one. I've got back here a DSLR Canon one. I should be filming with that, but the max file size is like 4 gigs, and I think maybe that, I don't know. I don't want to. It just stops recording after 4 gigabytes. That's not helpful. I think that's for like taking pictures of like trees or something. I don't know. I don't do that, but I think that's what it's for. I've also got like a Polaroid camera, so I've just got all these cameras. I'm just trying to utilize some of them. I just have them on me. Just a little bit of like a mixed media feel. Well, it's all the same type of media. It's all just MP4s and MOVs. I don't know. Name your favorite video file type in the comments. Anyways, let's get into the meat and potatoes, guys. I'm a very awkward person. I have crippling social anxiety. No matter how good I'm feeling about myself at a certain period in my life, it takes one visit into any public area for me to go, there is something genuinely wrong with me. I would just every time I go outside, any public establishment, I'm like, what? I have a problem. I don't understand. Anytime I'm in public, I'm trying to get out of there as fast as possible, as fast as I can. You know, I don't go outside. I don't go into public for leisure activities. I don't go to concerts or raves or a DJ. I don't go to the club. I don't do any of that. A leisurely, nice, fun time for me is in the privacy of my own 4 walls, in the dark, watching movies, right? And my awkwardness and my lack of social skills can lead me to some very awkward moments. And I bring this up because I had a very, very, very awkward moment at Chick-Fil-A recently, ordering Chick-fil-A in the drive-thru. How do you fuck up a Chick-fil-A drive-thru? That's what I want to know. How did I manage to do that? And I'm gonna explain the story to you. And you yourself as an omnipotent, outside viewer, you might think that like big deal. After I describe it to you, you're gonna be like, okay, who even cares, dude? We're all gonna die someday. But to me, small stuff like this, it's like Chernobyl levels of danger and mistake, right? So I was at the Chick-fil-A drive-thru at 9 o'clock because I usually go after work. I was at Chick-fil-A at 9 o'clock at night. There's usually not a lot of cars in the drive-thru, which is good. One time there was, and I was like, what the fuck? And nobody has a life, I guess, in this town. Going to Chick-fil-A's at 9 o'clock at night? What are you, fucking crazy? What, are we all fucking crazy in this town? But I was at the drive-thru, right? I'm just gonna go play by play. I order my meal. That part was all right, honestly. It was actually, I have actually a weird fucking order. That weird Chick-fil-A order because that wasn't really helping me. I get strips at Chick-fil-A because I like chicken strips, right? Fucking love chicken strips. I was initially, I wasn't a believer of Chick-fil-A chicken strips until I had them, and I was like, damn. Because I thought that I was just like, they probably just taste like the chicken nuggets, but they're longer. You think I want longer chicken nuggets? But no, they taste better. Don't believe the haters. Yeah, I ordered the apparently McDonald's is gonna have chicken strips too. That cures my depression. That's great. But yeah, I ordered the 4 strips and I got like a large fry. I think I was particularly hungry that day. I usually try to stick with mediums because I don't like eating myself to death. Pardon. But I didn't order a drink because I had a drink. I got a drink somewhere else. I just had a drink, so I wasn't gonna waste money on a second drink. All right. Then at the end of my order, I add on condiments, and I ask for, look at that, 4. Read it and weep. 4 packets of barbecue sauce. Guys, I feel like that's weird because I don't know. I eat a lot of barbecue sauce. Either I eat a lot of barbecue sauce or they don't put enough fucking sauce in their fucking packets. In McDonald's now, they charge 25 cents for an extra sauce packet. Like, at least put enough in there for like more than 3 nuggets. How about? I do scoop a lot out, so I don't know. Maybe I think this is a me problem, honestly. But yeah, I got 4 strips, fries, and 4 things of barbecue sauce, and then I complete my order. They always go, "Oh, here's your card thing," and I have my card prepared. And they're like, "Just go ahead and tap." My card doesn't tap, okay? And I know that my card doesn't tap, and I know that they always ask me to tap, but every single time I always forget, or I don't know. Even though I have my card connected to my phone and Apple Pay, I could just do that, which I always do that because they're like, "Oh, just tap it." I'm like, "Oh, I don't have a tap," and then they go, "Oh, you can just insert it." And I'm like, "No, I'll use my phone." So I take out my card for no fucking reason. But honestly, that's honestly not that embarrassing. It makes it look like, I don't know. It makes it look like I've got money. Okay, if I was like, "Oh my god," "Oh my god, dude, my card doesn't tap. Oh, that's the only. I was gonna use my last $20. Then it would make me look poor in front of the Chick-fil-A worker." But like if I use my phone, it could, it implies that I could have a second credit card connected to my phone. It's not. It's the same card that I have physically, but it could be. It implies that I have multiple revenue resources to choose from. Anyways, then I pull up. There's one car in front of me, and this is what I do after I order. I roll my window up immediately, right after I'm done talking to the worker, because I don't want, especially like that when there's one car in front of me and I gotta wait. I don't want just like no separation between me and the outside world for that extended period of time. Yeah, like a mugger could come and just reach in, snap my neck or something, reach in, unlock my door, pull me out, Grand Theft Auto type shit, right? So yeah, I close my window, and the car in front of me, they get their food, and then they go on. Then I start pulling up, and don't roll my window down yet because I look and I see it. It doesn't look like they're quite done with my order, right? And then so I pull up, then I stop. I'm stopped at the thing. I look straight because I don't want to look at them and like make them feel pressured, like I'm like waiting for my food. It's like, because I've worked fast food before. It's like it's a lot of pressure. I don't want to put any strain on them. I want to be empathetic to their cause, right? And so, and then I look forward, like it's like kind of like signaling to them. It's like, oh, it's not that big of a deal to me. It's just food, I understand you had a busy night. I know I'm at a Chick-fil-A at 9:00. There's a worker standing right outside the window thing, and it's not really a window. It's just kind of like an open door. There's someone standing outside there, just kind of waiting. They're not preparing the food. I think they're like for like payments or something. I notice her in my periphery, and then I accidentally glance at her. Okay, my eyes accidentally go to the left where she's at, and coincidentally, she's looking right at me, and so we make eye contact, and I'm like, oh fuck! I quickly look back away. I'm like, oh my god, she just looked me in the eyes. Now I gotta still pretend like I'm looking forward. I'm not even looking at anything. I'm just looking forward at nothing. I'm like, oh, this is so embarrassing. I might as well roll my window down and like, I don't know what I'm gonna do afterwards. Or maybe I'll just look in and be like, oh, it's taking you guys a while, huh? I don't know. It's odd. That wouldn't take me that long. I could run this business myself. I don't know. But I'm like, oh, okay, I guess I'll roll my window down because I guess it is kind of weird that I have it up. So I roll it down. Then I'm like, oh, I don't know. I don't know if I should. I stop rolling it down. Now it's open to crack. I'm like, oh, fuck. Okay, well, I already started. I might as well. It'd be weirder if I started just a little bit. What am I, like, what do I want, some outside air or something? So I just roll it all the way back down. And this happened in like a matter of seconds. This didn't take as long as, like, I don't know, maybe how I'm making it sound. But I kept looking forward until my stuff came. Yeah, but yeah, I just felt really, really embarrassed about that. Is this okay? Sorry, I was checking if my microphone was still connected. I don't know if it's a bad idea holding the microphone, because this thing kind of sucks, honestly. Anyways, that was my awkward Chick-fil-A experience. Let me know your favorite. Let me know your Chick-fil-A order in the comments below, because mine was pretty weird. They put the 4 barbecue sauces in like its own little plastic bag. I've never seen them do that. So like they really, like, I don't know. They're probably like, damn, this guy just fucking loves Chick-fil-A. Why don't you get married to it or something? Anyways, next thing that I want to talk about, I've got some topical things to talk about every week. I always want to talk about things going on in the week, just so I don't run out of things to talk about, right? The Oscars. Let's talk about the Oscars, everybody. The big awards, big award season, big Oscars awards season, big Oscars awards season. Just gotta say, whenever I like the Oscars. I like the Oscars only when they give the films that I like awards. Then that's when I like the Oscars. But if they give a film that I don't like an award, fucking hate them. That's when they draw the line. I'm joking, obviously. I don't know. Every single year with all these award shows, the social media opinion, I guess the thing, like, the same exact thing is, like, gets circulated every single year with these award shows. It's always like, oh, this film got snubbed. This film did that. This one's overrated. And it's like, when you're doing an award show, obviously you can't make everybody happy. If you're choosing a winner of something, amongst other things that are also well loved, like, you're not going to please everyone. But there's always a cycle of like, these ones suck. They need to stop award shows. Why does everybody care about award shows? And then leading up to the show the next year, everyone's like, are you ready for the Oscars? Are you ready for the Grammys? Are you ready for the? It's kind of tiring. Me as a very intelligent individual, I'm above that. But I really didn't watch the Oscars, at least. I don't watch most award shows. I caught some of the Grammys. But I didn't watch the Oscars that much in the past years. Mainly because I didn't watch any movie that was nominated for anything most years, because I was like, when I'm like 12, I'm not gonna be watching the Oscar nominees, whatever in whatever year that was, I think the last one I watched, was this last year's or was it 2 years ago? The one with Barbenheimer, when those ones were nominated. I honestly think Barbie was the only film that I saw that year when those Oscars premiered. I hadn't seen Oppenheimer yet. That was the one with Joe Coy. I don't want to be rude, but that Joe Coy guy I don't think he was a very good host. I did think that Conan was a great host. I really like Conan. I think he's a very funny guy, which is surprising for a ginger. Usually we're laughing at them. Honestly, so I was surprised to see that, I wasn't fuming the whole time when Conan was on stage. But no, I think he's really funny. I thought he was a great. That perked my head up when I heard that he was hosting. Um, I mean, I don't really have much to say. I think the only films that I saw this year that were in the nominations list was Dune Part Two and The Apprentice. And yeah, I didn't know The Apprentice was actually nominated for anything. That's surprising, especially how like Trump and his party or whatever was trying to get that film to not be released. Um, I had a like a I had a thought when I was watching the Oscars, and this came when they were giving the award to the best sound editing. Ironically, during the best sound editing, the winners they cut off their mic with the music. I think that was the one that they cut it off with. That happened this year. One of the guys got up to talk, and then they played music, and just he wasn't able to say anything. But when they were showing the best sound editing, I was looking at the nominees. I'm like, okay, these are the same. These are the same ones that are like nominated in like all the other categories. And I was like, really, like one thing I've never that doesn't sit right with me about the Oscars for some reason. Not even that it's a bad thing. I think it's just interesting to think about. It's like it's always like the same like 10 handful of movies getting nominated for all the things. Besides like the ones for like short films or like international documentaries, I think was one of them this year. It's usually just the same couple of films. And I'm like, is it really like? I mean, I'm sure these films are good, but are they really the best in all these aspects? You know, it's like I'm sure like I'm not sure which ones were nominated for best sound editing. Wild Unknown, A Complete Unknown, A Wild Robot, Amelia Perez, Wicked. So I know Wicked. I think Wicked and also Amelia Perez were nominated for best picture, and I'm like, and Complete Unknown. My thought is like these films they're nominated for best picture. It's like they have. Like they could be the best films that came out this past year. But it's like, is it? I mean, how likely is that these films also have the best sound editing? You know, it's like, does this film? I'm sure like the story's great, the writing's great, but I mean, maybe there's one film that like doesn't have the best leading actor and doesn't have like the best screenplay, but maybe the sound editing is like amazing, right? And like maybe that one gets nominated for this award. Does that make sense? Does that make sense what I'm saying? It's like do all these films really excel in all these categories? You know, like there could be like a film that's really good and like it has like all these other things, but maybe the sound editing just isn't that good, right? Like A Complete Unknown. I haven't seen that film, but maybe like if just for the sake of this thought experiment. But yeah, that was just something that I was thinking about. That felt kind of weird to me. It's like, man, all these films I have the best. These must be fucking perfect movies if they all have the best leading actor, supporting actor, sound editing, screenplay. It's like, why? What's going on here? Did they make a perfect movie? Every single year they make perfect movies. Nobody's telling me about this. That might be actual ramblings of a crazy person. I don't know. Please let me know if I'm insane. Everybody always talks about snubs. This thing got snubbed. That kind of just goes into with the never-ending cycle of the Oscars. You know what I think got snubbed? What movie came out last year? Real quick, which one? Madam Web. That's one. I think that one got fucking snubbed. Maybe next year I'll watch the Razzies. I don't know where that one streams on. The Razzies. The Rizzies. Fucking, that's my new idea. Don't steal that. And the reason I don't watch, the reason I didn't see a lot of the movies this year, it's because I'm catching up on movies. Okay, I got a long list of movies that I need to see, of like all the years. Like I can't be watching a Nora and a Complete Unknown. I still haven't seen E.T. in full, right? Or Jurassic Park in full, right? I need to see those first, just so I have a good basis of understanding. So just give me a few years, when it's the 2032 Oscars, then I'll be caught up on all movies. Like I just saw Forrest Gump, right? That was an Oscar winner. So that's the year I'm at right now, in terms of Oscar nominees. So just give me a while, then I'll be caught up. Okay. Another thing that happened, another big hot button topic that happened recently. Shrek 5, Shrek Cinco, for the Spanish listeners. And this they released a teaser. I assume that this was made just for the sake of teasing the film, because they're scrolling on the magic mirror like it's TikTok. I think they just did that for the teaser as like a way of being like, we know what Shrek has become. Okay, we've seen the videos, right? And people, this has caused a big stir. People fucking hate this teaser, man. What do I think? What do I think, guys? Hold on. I think the teaser's fine. I think it's all right. I think this is like one of those annoying internet things where everybody just freaks out over something being slightly different. If you want my 2 cents on that, it's so annoying, like this like hysteria that can happen sometimes. It's like people saying like, guys, let's pull a Sonic movie on this. It's like, okay, you're getting a little too ahead of yourselves. You guys, that Sonic thing that gave you a real false sense of power there. You know, let's not make this a thing, right, guys? Yeah, and it's like, dude, you're gonna pull a Sonic movie. Just to what? Just put like eyelashes on them? Because the new character designs, they don't look that different. I saw the thing and I was like, oh, that looks nice. They look very expressive, modernized, but like not in like a bad modern way. It was like the movie's like 20 years old. Yeah, obviously, like you can update it a little bit. I know this nostalgia gone bad. It's like nostalgia taking over. It's like go watch the original Shrek if you want to see. Go watch the first four Shrek movies if you want to see the Shrek design you know and love. And it's like the animation for Shrek was kind of like rough and shitty, but like not like it was poorly done, but it's like it was kind of taking into account the time it was made at, with technology that was available at the time, and also the fact that it stars ogres, which are very ugly. It's like you can tweak that a little bit. And a lot of people are going after Shrek's daughter that she's grown up. That's gonna be featured heavily in this movie, who's voiced by Zendaya. And of course, when Zendaya's announced in a movie, everybody's got a problem with it for some reason. I don't have a problem with it. I love Zendaya. I think she's a great performer. I think she's a fun personality, honestly. But yeah, people are just gonna have a problem with Zendaya because she's. I mean, can I say she's a black woman? Probably. That's probably like 70% of the people that have a problem with her. Same people. I mean, they got mad when she was announced in the next Christopher Nolan movie. Even though that movie's gonna have every fucking actor in it of all time. That's kind of like they're announcing like every single actor every week that's gonna be in that movie. I thought Oppenheimer had every single actor in it. I guess not. I guess not. I guess he barely scraped the bottom of the barrel there. Barely scratched the surface. That's the correct term. Sorry. Yeah, but people going after it's become a meme to kind of predict her character arc in the thing is like doing like stereotypical like, Dad, you can't keep me. I can't be your little girl forever. Blah 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 blah. And stuff like that. I mean, I guess I don't have a problem with that. What I do have a problem with is people saying they're mentioning the TikTok kind of scrolling that they do in the magic mirror. They're kind of like, oh great, you ruined the magic, guys. Now you've ruined Shrek by including all this modern stuff like TikTok and nose piercings. They ruined my childhood. I've seen comments of that extent, and it's like, oh my god, how are you that wrong? Like, have you even seen the Shrek movies? The whole thing is that it's like fairy tale characters in like a modern setting, or at least like modern like parallels. The first Shrek movie has all these super dated. They're dated now, but they have these super relevant pop culture references to them. You know, stuff like the Matrix and all that, and like O.J. Simpson. You know, like they constantly were aware of like the time period that the movies came out in. Far, far away is Los Angeles. Like that's kind of the whole Shrek thing, is to like make all this fairy tale stuff like kind of like real life, and like kind of like cynical, I guess. I don't know. Yeah, I think that's the best word to describe it. But like that's how do you miss that point so hard? It's nostalgia gone. It's nostalgia gone bad. It's literally nostalgia blindness. But yeah, I mean, I guess it's a hot take, but I don't think the Shrek 5 thing is a big hoopla. What I think we all should be talking about. This is real shit right here. Okay, it's time to get into Daredevil Born Again. All right, this is I don't even know. I couldn't contain my excitement. Okay, I've been waiting 7 years for new Daredevil. Okay, I remember 10 years ago in 2015 when I first saw Daredevil season 1. When I was probably too young to have been watching it, that maybe fucked me up a little bit. I won't lie. And I mean, in the third episode, you got a guy impaling himself in the head with a big spike. That's not for kids, honestly. But now we're here, and I've been waiting all this time to get my lips around Daredevil. Yes, right, and now it's finally here. Daredevil Born Again. Let's talk about it. The first 2 episodes came out. I had notes. I don't know where they are. I had some notes, but I'll just remember it. The first 2 episodes premiered. They did a little double premiere. And for those who are aware of like the pop culture Marvel nerd news stuff, you would know that this show was kind of retooled, because it was originally going to be not connected, or like sort of like a reboot of the original one, or they half mentioned like some things maybe happened, but they like it doesn't have any bearing on this new iteration. But then they retooled it to where like the first 3 seasons are basically fully canon. They could retcon stuff if they want, but that's just normal in the Marvel world. They're constantly retconning stuff. So yeah, now it's fully just a continuation of that series. Continuation, I say the first 15 minutes, I think that was like new stuff that they shot with returning cast members. Like, spoilers, by the way, for Daredevil Born Again. If you don't want any spoilers, skip to. I'll put a timestamp on screen. They have Karen and Foggy return, and also Bullseye, Dex from season 3 of old Daredevil. They bring them back, and it's kind of like the first 15 minutes is kind of like capping off the loose threads from the end of season 3 of old Daredevil, with Nelson Murdock and Paige being formed, and Dex. He was the last scene of the final Daredevil season was Dex getting his spine fixed up, getting it hot glued together, whatever they did. And as much as I would like to see, I don't know, is it enough to right at the end of season 3? It's like they're like, we're so happy, we're setting this law firm up, and we're gonna be doing everything's gonna be all fun from now on. Then immediately the show right after, Foggy gets shot in the heart and killed. A little part of me is like, man, I wish I could see a little bit more of them having a good fun time. But then again, it's like that's not an interesting narrative if everything's all right. But yeah, that was kind of to cap off the original series, the sort of what they left off on, so they could go with like the original story that they were telling at the beginning. And I honestly, I don't know. It was kind of, I think you could notice the seams a little bit when they were like the way that they put those pieces together, the old stuff and then the original stuff that they shot, or like bringing back the old stuff. But I did think, I think the series is really good so far. I thought it had like great action. First of all, great music. The score is amazing. I guess I was half expecting that. Original Daredevil had great music. I don't know. It's surreal. It was surreal back when Kingpin came back and Matt came back originally within like a week of each other, and it's surreal to see now like these characters that I've seen. I've rewatched that original Daredevil show nth amount of times, like hundreds and hundreds of times. And now to see them like doing new stuff is like, what the fuck? They're doing new. I don't even to now like watch something where I don't know how it's gonna end. It's like crazy. It's crazy to me. But yeah, I like the last. First of all, this is my little theory time. This is my little prediction time. Okay, Foggy's not fucking dead, dude. They are not. That Fogman is not being. I mean, he did get shot in the heart. That was kind of a. It was right here, right? That was. I mean, it's hard to come back from that. But I think Marvel heroes have come back from worse. And Foggy's a hero in my book. He's basically one of the Avengers, honestly. But I also say that because there is a comic run where Foggy is presumed to be dead, but he's being kept alive secretly by Matt. And I don't know how he fake died. Or I think maybe he got like crushed. I think he got crushed by like a giant robot or something like that. I vaguely remember something in the comics like that. The last Daredevil comic run that I read. Yeah, that's right. I sounded backwards. The last Daredevil comic that I read, it was like Matt Murdock was like in Los Angeles or something. He was in California, and everybody knew who he was. And Foggy had like cancer or something, but and everybody thought he was dead, but he was being kept alive in like a secret base. So I think they might do something like that, especially if Bullseye is after him. I was like, did he kill Foggy just to get to Matt? And I'm like, does he know Matt Murdock's identity? I'm not sure. If maybe Fisk told him. But then again, even if he didn't, I mean, Dex would be mad at Foggy to kill him because they were butting heads a lot during season 3. But yeah, I don't think that fucking guy's dead. He better not be dead. Okay, I don't have any problem with him being dead. I know a lot of people had a problem with that. I think, honestly, it's like you can kill off characters sometimes. That's the thing that I think, especially like comic readers have a problem with, like the killing off of characters, because in comics everyone lives forever for 60 years, But in a TV show you got a lot less, with like live action and real people being the characters, you got a lot less of a time frame. So you can kill off people. You can you're not gonna get to every single story with every single character. Some things just gotta go away. So I don't have a problem with the idea of killing Foggy in the first place. Maybe I would have liked like a full episode with him, but then again, I don't think he's dead. That fucking guy is not dead. Michael Gandolfini's in this. That's pretty nice. Young Tony Soprano. He plays young Tony Soprano in the Tony Soprano movie, The Many Saints of Newark. I watched that movie. I'm a big fan of The Sopranos. And before I watched The Sopranos, I was like, I know that this movie takes place before the show. Should I watch this first? I'm glad I didn't, because it does spoil a lot of Sopranos. And I was looking up, what order should I watch The Sopranos universe in, even though there's like 2 things. And everybody was saying, don't even watch Many Saints of Newark. That film sucks. That film sucks my gabagools, honestly. So I was like, damn, this movie must fucking suck. Right? Then I watched all 6 seasons of The Sopranos, and then a couple months later, I watched Many Saints of Newark, and I was like, this film is pretty good. I don't know what everyone was talking about. What's wrong with these guys? And I checked the Rotten Tomatoes just to get a sense of what the streets say, and it's one of those things where the critics score is pretty good, but the audience score is fucking terrible. And I think I guess the critics are less biased. The audience, I think the audience members that bothered to review it were definitely fans of The Sopranos that wanted to portray their distaste in the movie. And you know, I think there are a lot of fans of The Sopranos that are very well-adjusted people that they understand the themes and the social commentary and and they understand that everything you see a character doing on screen isn't always a good thing, right? Most of the time it's like a bad thing what the characters are doing. Although I do think a lot of people in the Sopranos fan base actually think Tony is a good guy, like for most of the show. And I've even seen that where people root for Tony up until all the way till the end. And I think people like that have a lot of similar views to Tony, especially the racism. I could see why they wouldn't like The Many Saints of Newark, because there is a plot point in it that's related to the Newark riots? I don't remember the exact, but they were riots in a town. I think it's Newark because that's where the film is set. But it's set around these riots that happen in real life, and apparently that's in the film because the director David Chase wanted to make a movie about that, but they were like, nobody's making this movie. You have to make it connected to The Sopranos for this movie to get made. So he's like, okay, fine. And so he just made a Sopranos movie that also had these riots. And so people feel like it's like, that part's kind of like, has no bearing on anything, and it's kind of like separate. And even if that like was true, I don't think that, I mean, it would make sense at that time for that thing to happen, because this is like a period piece, The Many Saints of Newark. But also it's like things in did you not watch The Sopranos? Like things in The Sopranos just happen for like no reason at all, and they like don't particularly get resolved. Like that always happens because it's not particularly about like the plot. It's more about characters' responses to things and like their internal struggles and stuff like that. So like that isn't uncommon for The Sopranos, for just an unrelated thing to happen that our characters have to deal with. But yeah, I didn't expect to like the movie so much. I usually go into movies with like a pretty open mind, but hearing that everybody disliked it, I was like, okay, well this probably won't be that great of a film. But I really like Dickie Moltisanti. I think he was a great character, and I like Michael Gandolfini as young Tony Soprano. I like Johnny Bernthal's in it. John Bernthal, who's also going to be, spoilers, he's going to be in Daredevil Born Again as the Punisher. Heck yeah. Anyways, back to Daredevil. Michael Gandolfini's in it. He plays Daniel, I think is his name. And I do enjoy his character. I have another theory that I will propose to you. I think, and this is like unfounded. This is like based off of nothing. I think Fisk is gonna fucking kill him. I think Fisk is gonna kill Daniel. He's gonna kill Michael Gandolfini. I think, and like, I don't know if it's gonna be. I think it might be like his first kill back. I don't know, like, cause in the show he's like trying to be like on the straight and narrow. He's like, I'm not a criminal anymore. This is my Kingpin impression. I'm not a criminal anymore. I'm not the ill intent anymore. I'm a good mayor who cares for my city. That kind of sucks. But I think later in the series he's gonna, when he goes back to his old self, because that's inevitable. I mean, he's a bad guy. I think he's gonna beat Michael Gandolfini to death. Maybe it's like in front of people. Maybe it's like a public freak out or something. That's probably less as likely. But I think it would be a nice scene for him to just fucking beat up this nice guy who's like trying to help him, to show that he's like really off the deep end. But maybe he might like mentor him, and Daniel becomes like an even crazier person. Not crazier, but he becomes like an evil. Because I don't really know the Daniel. Does he exist in the comics? I don't really know. If that character is an original for the show, if he's from the comics, and what kind of role he plays. This is one thing. This is what I'll say is like a criticism of mine. You know, I'm not unbiased. I have criticisms. I criticize things. I'm not a blind fanboy, okay? Even though I am probably the biggest Daredevil fan in the world, I think if we're just counting the show, I think I'm number one. If we're talking about all of Daredevil in its totality, I think it's like I'm probably like 17th or something because I haven't read every comic. I haven't. I did watch that movie. I didn't watch the Elektra movie that came out after that from 2003. But yeah, my criticism for the show is that, and maybe it's because I'm so used to the editing of the old show. First of all, the cinematography isn't as good in Born Again as it is in the original, which I guess it's tough to do because the original Daredevil has some of the best cinematography I think I've ever seen. A shot that always sticks with me is in episode 1 of season 1 when Matt brings Karen to his apartment for the first time. And there's that, I mean, it's iconic. It's iconic at this point. He has the giant window to his apartment and just the most beautiful, like purple and like blue, like moving lights from that big billboard are shining through the thing. And like the whole apartment is like bathed in this purple, like neon light. It's like, oh my God, I dream about that sometimes. Whenever I close my eyes, I can see it. And then to top that off, the scene preceding that has like like a beautiful monologue about Matt wanting to see the sky one more time. It's like, oh my God. Did you know that that's my favorite show of all time? Maybe I don't know if you could tell. But yeah, the cinematography isn't as good. Although I do think it's great. I think the Born Again has some good shots. I really like at the end of episode 1 with the when it's cutting between Matt and Fisk, and it's like it's basic like camera angles. It's like obviously you shoot Kingpin from low so he appears bigger, and you shoot Matt from above so he appears smaller, but it's almost like they're looking at each other even though I think they're in completely different places. And it's just cutting between them, and the camera's like moving, so it's like it shows the dynamic. It's like Matt's at his lowest and Kingpin's at its highest. And then the blue and red lights, like contrasting colors being shined on their faces, symbolizes, police lights. Maybe does that mean anything? I don't know, probably not. Also symbolizes Democrat and Republican Party. Maybe that's the thing. Although that would imply that Daredevil is the Republican. I don't know. I don't think that tracks, honestly. So just disregard that. Maybe it's Nintendo Switch. Maybe maybe they're excited for the Switch too. That's why they do red and blue colors. Anyways, yeah, I do think the cinematography, while not as good as the original, I think it's still pretty good. One thing that irks me, and maybe it's because I'm so used to old Daredevil, the way that show is made, is that almost every scene is scored. Like every scene had even simple dialogue scenes. They have this like dramatic score behind them, and that's kind of I wouldn't say pet peeve because it doesn't annoy me, but it's kind of like I feel like this scene would be so much better if there was like the like negative space for like aside, like when people aren't talking. And the original Daredevil does that a lot. All the like dialogue scenes are just kind of no music behind them. They feel realer, and they feel like you can like breathe more, and like you sit with things for longer. But then in this, like you'd see like I guess BB Urich, who's in this, the scene where she's talking to Fisk. She gets like an exclusive interview like that. That's one of the scenes that I think it has like a dun, 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 dun. It's like I wish that didn't have that because it's kind of like it's like artificial. Like you're trying to make it dramatic, like artificially. I wish not every scene had that. I do think that there are a lot of good dialogue scenes. The one in the diner, the first couples therapy scene with Fisk and Vanessa. That one, I don't think that one had any score for the most part. I think that was nice. So I think we will be getting more scenes that are kind of they're you kind of just sit with them, and they're more like minimalistic in their editing. But that's good. And anything else that I wanted to say? I think I got it all. I'm excited to see where the show goes. I'm so excited to see the Punisher. If I could rank my top 3 favorite superheroes in the MCU, if we're talking live action, Daredevil is number 1. Number 2, John Bernthal's The Punisher. I fucking love his character so much, dude. He makes, like, I could write like a whole like essay, like 10-page essay about how much I love his character and how tragic he is and how well John Bernthal's performance is. I love that character. Maybe number 3 is Tom Holland's Spider-Man. Yeah, those are my top 3, just because, I don't know, they're like the best. Daredevil and Punisher, like in the show, is like the best, and they're bringing them back. It's like everything I could have ever wished for. It's amazing. Speaking of the Punisher, the last thing I wanted to talk about, and this is appropriately related. I wanted to introduce you to the concept of an imagine. You ever heard of an imagine? Imagines are when they're like videos of like a male celebrity, usually male celebrities. I haven't seen any of a female celebrity, because they're usually made by like fangirls of a celebrity doing anything, right? They're just doing anything. It's like somebody filming them. Maybe it's like from a movie they were in, or like from like a music video or something like that. And then someone puts text on the screen describing like a scenario where you are dating this celebrity, right? And it's kind of like, imagine you were in a relationship with this person. I don't know what kinds of people make imagines or what kinds of people enjoy imagines. I just know that they exist. I don't really know what you get out of that. I don't know where the enjoyment is from imagining that with pre-existing footage. But I came across an imagine recently and usually you would do it with like a Harry Styles or Niall Horan, any other One Direction guys. Like a little soft boy, like a soft, malleable boy. That's above 18, by the way. I use boy in like the demeaning way. I'm demeaning them right now by calling them boys. That's not true. But I saw an imagine the other day of the Punisher. And I wanted to show you guys this imagine, and I want you to imagine it. I want you to put yourself in this person's shoes, the POV's person's shoes. I'm going to read the text. It says, POV, Frank, on a first name basis with him, I guess, comes and joins you on your lunch break after you go to the rooftop to escape the office. And he sits down with you. He's got his little bag, his army tactical bag. He pulls out he's laughing at your jokes. That's so nice of him. He has like biscuits or something. He throws you one of them. I don't know. It looks like dog treats, honestly. He takes another bite, and you guys just eat lunch. And the account is called, I don't even know, the account is called Castle Coded. By the way, so this guy's he's castle pilled. He took the castle pill. And yeah, that's the video. Just imagine that. Imagine that. And now when I saw this originally, I was like, it's kind of weird. This person is aware. I'm sure they're aware. Frank Castle is a fucking murderer. He's killed a lot of people. Frank Castle, otherwise known as the Punisher. He's killed quite a lot of people. So it's like, it's funny that you would be imagining being in a loving relationship of like, while you're in like your mundane office job, while Frank gets off of like, he just got done like slitting like a mob boss's throat, but he's gonna go join you so you can escape the office. He'll probably have like some PTSD induced flashback of like his son getting killed in front of him or something. That's what you want to escape your mundane office job. But I guess, people are into like serial killers, but the more I think about it, I'm like, I guess Frank Castle will be a pretty good partner, honestly. It's like, cause he's got that charm. He's got that like kind of humble, kind of all-American boy charm. All-American man. Frank Castle's not a boy, he's a man. But he's kind of got that, he in the show, he's always, he can put on like a chill face, and he can rizz up some women. He's got the charisma to do that. you know. And he's also like, I mean, he would protect you. I bet. I mean, everyone wants a partner that can protect him. He can protect you. He can. I mean, he can protect you times a million. Right? It's kind of like that thing where it's like, it happened to him once, so like he'll never let it happen again. It's like when you're at like a job and you're like, they tell you to do something and there's one step that you think is kind of unnecessary and you're like, I'm not gonna do that every single time. Like, I'll do that if management is watching, but I'm not gonna do that every single time. This is like unnecessary. But then something like bad happens because you skipped that one step, and now you're like, okay, now I gotta really pay attention. I gotta always do that step. I do not want a mistake like that happening ever again. It's kind of like what this is. It's like Frank, he let his family get killed once. He let that happen once. Not going to happen again. Any future partners that he has, any future family, never letting that happen again. He's saying, if you ask to go to the carousel, he's putting his foot down. He's saying, hell no. We're not going anywhere near that park. And if we do, bulletproof vests, bulletproof big metal helmets. We're going to be staying in a tent with plated big metal plated tent. You know, it's not going to be the best time, but at least we're going to be safe. That's like that's a good thing. That's a good thing because, you know, you don't have to worry about getting shot in the head because Frank Castle, he can't deal with that twice. He'll go ballistic. So yeah, when I originally saw this, I was like, this is kind of weird. But now I'm like, I mean, this makes sense. I do want to imagine that. Thank you, Castle Pilled, Miss, whatever gen you are, Dr. Castle Pilled. That's a gender neutral term. Thank you, Castle Coded. Maybe. What are other imagines that you could do with Frank Castle? I'm thinking of scenes in the show. You turn on. It's the middle of the night. POV. It's the middle of the night, and you turn on the lamp to read your book. But you accidentally wake up Frank Castle, who's sleeping next to you. I'm thinking of this. Play the clip that I'm thinking of. That's what it's gonna look like. You're what's the popular the one where he's sitting in the chair and he's going no wait. What's something you could do with that one? You're at like a dinner. You're eating dinner with Frank Castle. Just Frank. We're on first name basis. You're eating dinner with Frank, and you accidentally spill red wine on the shirt that he just bought you, and he's really fucking upset about it. Really upset. He's in tears. He's just used his last paycheck to buy that for you. His last paycheck. But yeah, I think maybe I should start doing this. Maybe I should become Castle Pilled and start posting imagines of Frank Castle on the internet, and maybe other Marvel characters like Carnage. Have some imagines of Carnage. You and Carnage. Carnage eats half of your food at the Buffalo Wild Wings. Anyways, I'll stew on that in the future. Thank you for listening to this episode. I think I'm going to end it right here. Thank you for listening / watching if you watched it, the whole thing. Hopefully this format is one that works. Hopefully those that listened to the old podcast, I think I hope that this one was more enjoyable. And to new people who had no idea that there was a new podcast or an old podcast, there wasn't. I've been lying this whole time. This is the first podcast I've ever recorded in my whole entire life. So, I mean, how about that? Next one, will come out one day, probably next week. I'm working on sketches. I'm putting more effort into those. I've got one about the Oscars. I don't know if that'll be out yet or if that might take a while. I don't think that'll be out yet. But yeah, that's all for this episode. I guess I'll leave. I'll walk out. I'll go. Yeah, I'll go. Yeah, sorry, I'll go.